Hi, I'm Charles from Osinto, and we're going to have a quick dive into the urban air mobility market with Cloud Empire. So we've got our low carbon economy knowledge graph here. We're going to bring in some connections so things make a bit more sense. Let's just bring everything in. Investors, customers, project partners, acquisitions, and you'll see the graph is updated live kind of in front of us. And what we're interested in having a look at this time are some of the big players within the electric air taxi market and how they're connected to one another. So you'll see most of the big eVTOL manufacturers in here. So we've got Lilium, whose stock just started trading on the Nasdaq, I believe, in the US this week after their SPAC merger completed. You'll see, interestingly, they're connected to their competitors like Volocopter, through Lufthansa, for an example. So let's have a look. Lufthansa Aviation Training here, an affiliate of the cargo division, have, I believe, a partnership with Lilium on training eVTOL pilots. Let's have a look. Lufthansa Industry Solutions here are a supplier, I believe, of software technology to one of their competitors in Germany with a quite different vehicle architecture, Volocopter. And I think they both got early EU funding from EIT, a European Union-funded startup accelerator. Some other interesting connections. So if we look at Custom Cells, who produce lithium-ion batteries, including for Porsche. We see that connection up here. They're producing cells. I don't know if it'll be production yet, but certainly for some of the nearer-term Lilium pre-production prototype flying taxis. I think they also produce cells for the Taycan. I'm going to dive a little bit more in another episode into some of the battery manufacturers and crossovers with automotive. And who else have we got in here and what ties them together? So Bailey Gifford, this is something that's been known for a while. Investors in Embraer, whose Eve Air Mobility spin-off is competing with some of their other portfolio companies. So Joby Aviation, they're investors in there, as they are Lilium. If we swing it around here, we can see this in the info panel up top. So let's see where else we've got interesting connections. So obviously the Agility Prime program here, that in this demo version we've got the connections there with Kitty Hawk, with Joby, with Beta Technologies, and with Elroy Air. And then if we take a look at Fidelity, for example, I think this is through SPAC Pipe Financing that they're investors in both Beta and Joby. Another interesting node connecting players, the Plug and Play Tech Center. I think they're an early stage startup accelerator, were early backers of Blade Air Mobility, also of Elroy Air, the sort of medium distance drone delivery, middle mile aerial logistics companies, I think they style themselves now. And Ascendance Flight Technologies. So it's just a few examples of the connections we're discovering in this industry, and I think we've already mentioned in another video Archer Aviation, who are also listing tomorrow, I think, on the New York Stock Exchange after a SPAC merger. One of their investors, Mubadala Capital, also have an interest in Reef Technology, who make they've got a real estate asset portfolio where they're looking to leverage some of that into vertiport sites, and they have a partnership with one of Archer's competitors there, Joby Aviation. So potentially, could we see? We think we're going to need open vertiport infrastructure to support the development of the sector as a whole. Seems to me Archer and Joby, with an investor in common in Reef. Potentially, could we see them sharing infrastructure in the future? Something we could dive further into. I think that'll do for a few minutes on the advanced air mobility sector. I'm Charles Osborne, as always. If you've got any questions, hello@osinto.com. Get in touch with us, and if you'd like to explore in a little bit more detail some of the data we're collecting and modelling in Cloud Empire, on the low carbon economy, don't hesitate to get in touch and try out the demo yourself. 3D in-browser knowledge graphs at osinto.com.